everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Some serious pride on the line in this contest as these two divisional rivals take the field together for the first time this season. Almost a playoff atmosphere surrounding the game between these two bitter opponents. It's the Texans going up against the Colts. With that, let's get you up to Indianapolis. Standing by, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. We welcome you to the heart of the Hoosier State in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. Tonight, we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The children will grow, and it's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback. They'll come out in the pistol.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue landing.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's second down. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner, it doesn't have to be the big shots downfield all the time. Having that safety net underneath is a great thing for a quarterback.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. And that was a defensive setup they'd prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. 3rd down now following the run.
This drive is turning to an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. 3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
All right, now look at 56. Look at 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Back to throw here. Looking for the... And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions. And whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes there's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. 17 yards on the pickup there and also a 1st down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's got his man on the comebacker. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set, and that 3-4 You've got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. He's a second-round pick, a solid second-round pick. But when you're close to that first round, do you come in with a little chip on your shoulder?
You definitely do, because now your money's not the same. But even more than that, it's the prestige. Everyone wants to be a first-round pick, and he thought his talent demanded that. And I do know some teams in the league that first-round grades on him.
Really, it's a solid draft class from a year ago. They were able to address some key weak spots on their team and fill in some holes.
And they were able to identify the players they wanted early in the process. Got a little bit of luck, as some guys may have fallen to them. But for the most part, knew their philosophy and stuck to it.
Ooh, with a juke. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give them 13 on the pickup there. And that'll be good for an Indianapolis first.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the two defensive tackles in a four-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
And on the ground they go with the running back. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. So we played one quarter here on a Monday night. 7-0 is our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it in for a Colts score. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
The situation upcoming. Second quarter, third down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. On play action, they'll throw. Can't find anyone open. All kinds of time. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. Here, this defense looking for a third down stop in the second quarter.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Kim.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. They'll look to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get 10 yards. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They'll look to throw again. That's caught at the 3. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. The situation upcoming. Second quarter, 3rd down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt.
Let's go!
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk. This defense backed up now as they're looking at a 1st and goal just inside the 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Colts will look to keep the pressure on in the second half. The Texans are vulnerable right now, coming off a rough game a week ago, and still not.
And apparently that's all, Larry. So much for the halftime report. We'll see you in the postgame. We're ready to get to the 3rd quarter. This fielded at the 2. A little 360. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Points have been hard to come by in this one, and it's the 3rd quarter. Defenses have reigned supreme. Can the defense reign supreme once more on 3rd down? Let's find out. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken. They go play action here on 1st down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And they give this time to the tailback. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. So this is the 2nd consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because
and the Colts are in for the touchdown. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Zone alert. Let's jump back in here. 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a play fake here on 1st down. This will be caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And that score gives them a little more separation and a bigger lead.
A little more of a comfort zone now. They can do more things defensively, maybe take a few more.
It's a 3rd down situation in the 4th quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. 1st and goal from the 8, and they'll go on the ground. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with his 1st career NFL touchdown. And the Colts add on to their lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the 1st touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of...
Nothing to lose now. This offense forced to go for it. Down a bunch here in the 4th quarter.
Here we go. 3-19.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Throwing left side. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 1st touchdown. It's a 2-score game in the 4th quarter. Onside kick coming up, and the kicking team desperately needs a football. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football. It's a 3rd down situation in the 4th quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 30. this one with the offense trying to put the finishing touches on a possible victory, essentially just needing a first down to end it. The defense, though, they do have all 3 timeouts. And the Colts coming out now. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. They have the lead, obviously. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a good... And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, he'll step aside. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Colts send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How to... He's back to throw. Surveying the field. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at the 40. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Texans are going to have a first. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Colts, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.